Hi there, my name is Carlin and welcome to my very first vlog. So having traveled to many cities in the world, I thought that I should do my first piece on this one thing that I noticed that most people consume every single day, everywhere in the world. Do you know what it is? I'm gonna give you a clue. It is the most widely consumed drug in the world. Have you figured it out yet? If not, I'm gonna show you. Don't you just love caffeine? I don't know about you, but I'm a real coffee addict, alright? In fact, I used to drink 4 cups of coffee a day until my dentist was like, you've really got to stop. It is really bad for your teeth. And I managed to cut down my coffee consumption to 1 cup a day. Yay, I'm very proud of myself. But anyway, as I was going about doing this, I don't think what jumped at me was simply the sheer amount of people who consume coffee, because back in North America, that's definitely a norm. Like 9 out of 10 North Americans consume coffee every single day. But I think what really stood out to me was how we consume our coffee, which is the use of paper cups. And I want to show you, this is a cafe near my residence. Did you see the amount of paper cups the guy had? It's insane. The first thing that popped into my mind was, do you go through those every single day? Because that would really just blow my mind. And it's crazy because as I was thinking about, oh, what should I do my first vlog on? And I was just looking around, observing my environment. The first thing that really jumped out at me was, man, we really use a lot of paper cups. You know, you see people carrying them left, right, and center. The cafes everywhere, and they're just handing these out like freebies. And you see all these paper cups in the trash cans just piled up. And I just thought, is this really an issue? If it really was an issue, consumers would change their behavior and people would be more aware about it. They would do something about it. You see more and more people changing their behavior when it comes to plastic bottles. I see more and more people bringing their own bottles, refilling water in them. So that's great. But you don't see that for paper cups. Second of all, you would think that for major corporations like Starbucks, like McDonald's, like Tim Hortons, you would think that they would step up and they would change this consumer behavior because it's a major part of their business. But they're not doing anything about it. And thirdly, you would think that governments would step in and do something about this too. You would think that they would charge a special price on the use of paper cups like they do with plastic bags. But they didn't do that. So I decided to Google this, and I wanted to see how many paper cups are consumed a year, what is the impact on our environment, and it blew my mind. So apparently we produce 500 billion paper cups per year, and every single minute there are 1 million paper cups being thrown into the landfill. 1 million paper cups. I wonder if you could like fill my room with 1 million paper cups. And also these paper cups, they're not recyclable because they contain a plastic resin called polyethylene. And polyethylene, it was going to take a long time to decompose it. It's going to take 50 years to break down paper cups. 50 years. And in the process of decomposing these, it releases methane, which is 23 times the heat trapping power of carbon dioxide. Clearly, we do have an issue. Minutes of paper cup use and 50 years in the landfill. This is clearly not sustainable. It is promoting a throwaway culture. Why aren't we being encouraged by coffee chains, or why aren't we being encouraged in general to change our behavior? Why aren't we being encouraged to use coffee mugs instead? And we haven't even thought about how intensive the making of these paper cups are. Apparently in North America, it takes up to 20 million trees to make paper cups and 12 billion gallons of water. And we haven't even included the manufacturing and the effects of disposing coffee sleeves. Can you imagine if you added coffee sleeves as well? Coffee cups itself is a major contribution to the 250 million tons of waste that we're throwing out away in North America every single year. And it's too much of a price to pay just for the sake of convenience and the enjoyment of everyday coffee. we really have to step up and do something because it's a major stressor on our environment. I think what astounds me the most is how people are glamorizing paper cups. Now, I don't know how popular it is in Australia for people to take pictures that, oh, we're having Starbucks. It's just literally images of them having paper cups or these plastic cups and just showing the Starbucks logo on it. But in Canada, I see my friends posting it on Facebook, I see them posting on Instagram, and this is just ridiculous. And I'm going to show you a picture of this. I find it ridiculous. And you probably think that this isn't a thing. But believe me, this really is a thing. I did a search on Instagram. I searched in the tags, I just typed in Starbucks, and there are 22.9 million tags. It is insane. I think that coffee chains, whether the big players like Starbucks or like smaller chains, they would never discourage the use of paper cups as part of their branding. People always take notice of what other people are consuming, whether it's their clothing, what kind of brands they're wearing, and even to their coffee. People look at what type of coffee people are consuming. In North America, people really love Starbucks because it's known as very upscale. It shows that, hey, I'm consuming $3 coffee instead of $1 coffee from McDonald's. So it's a huge difference in terms of the image you're projecting to other people. And these paper cups are great advertisement for coffee chains. Like, look at how Starbucks became successful. Let me show you this. I did a Google search just on celebrities and coffee. Did you notice how many Starbucks cups were there? There were actually like a lot of Starbucks cups in the majority of the celebrity pictures, right? And I really have to say that I'm really glad that I'm doing this journal because it makes you think more about your everyday behavior, especially in a society where we have coffee every single day, and especially coming from North America where like branding and image is everything. It really makes you think about the little bit significant things such as paper cups, and it really makes you question things. Because most of the time as we're hustling about going through our everyday motions, you may just be thinking, oh yeah, I'm consuming coffee. And it's just very funny because a lot of cafes and major corporations like Starbucks, they're always saying, oh yeah, it's fair trade, ethical coffee. But you don't really question it, and you don't really think about, hey, but what about the environment? And not many companies are doing much about it. Even for Starbucks, who says, oh, you have an environmental responsibility, but they're not really doing anything about paper cups. They were saying, oh, by 2015, we're going to have 100% recyclable and reusable paper cups, but it hasn't happened yet. I think that government, and especially for corporations, they're really missing out on the opportunity to really make a difference here. Because even though us as individuals, like, we definitely have a huge impact on the earth, but whether we like it or not, one of the major influencers of our own behavior are the corporations themselves. It is their innovation and their new products that enter into the market that change what we consume and how we consume the product. Like, for example, in North America, back then, before the existence of Starbucks, nobody really drank coffee. But when Starbucks was born and when Starbucks spread like wildfire, everybody started drinking coffee. So corporations have a huge and strong influence on consumer behavior and consumer patterns. It's usually not the other way around. So if the change actually started from the corporations themselves, and if they came up with something that's really innovative to the problem, there would be such a quick adoption and a quick change. However, if we're waiting for individuals to start a change first, there's definitely going to be a slower reaction to change and a slower adoption to things. And the thing is that time isn't really on our side. Global warming is definitely happening right now. Also, it's going to take years for us to undo the crimes we've committed against the environment. So the corporations and us as individuals, we definitely need to wake up and we need to take action and make more of a positive change on Earth. So that's my view on the consumption of paper cups. I hope that you enjoyed it and you found it interesting, and I'll see you in vlog number 2. Bye.